If people aren't involved in doing something themselves, they usually won't respect it. It's a hard thing to get respect in places somebody else has set up.
Yeah, except there's only one thing harder, that's getting them involved in the first place.
Did you like it at school? What school do you go to?
I know which one. What's already? What is it? Country Day. Country Day. Which one?
A little old lady asked him where he went to school, and he said North Shore Country Day School, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." And she sort of backed away as if.
You know, like I happen to know the guys in the class. Some of them I've been in school with 14 years, some 10, you know, some are newcomers, only 4. And, you know, you start to know these people pretty well. And, you know, you look at them and go, oh, yes, I remember when he scraped it in his knee. And first I remember when I socked you in the nose, you know, and all these things. It's just really crazy.
Years, and here I am locked in a cell.
The person who's educated may not know a thing about history, but he knows a great deal about ways of thinking and ways of approaching problems and ways of dealing with them. I think the real problem lies in elementary systems. And I think that what has to happen, first of all, is that we entirely review our picture of what we think the educated person is. It's quite possible to be educated in quite a different way.
And we get into a discussion then of the marking system in general, and a number of you expressed concern in the idea of marking. Do you want to pick that up? And could we come out, for example, with a proposal, perhaps that in the inter-term grading session, we try some new experimental form or report.
On the other hand, I think the best kind of response that they can get from the speaker about his academic work is to talk with them, the individual teacher.
The school long ago decided not to use the ABC kind of grade.
And she said, if I were to evaluate myself, I'd have to give myself a high grade because I really liked this English course, and I really liked poetry, and I enjoyed some of Dylan Thomas, and so on and so forth. And I think I've gotten a long way, therefore, I would give myself a high grade. I can legitimately say to Barbie, I'm glad to hear you say this. I'm glad you're excited about this. My evaluation of the work you have done, the work I can measure, the responses you've made, the intelligence of your analysis of poetry, etc., in comparison to the rest of the class is C. Now, I'm sure there are those of you who think that kind of thing ought to be thrown out.
And there really is the opportunity to change the school.
You think, you know, about what you're saying, and if it's representing the rest of the school, and you know it's not, you know that there are people, you know, 90% of the people in your class don't care what you're saying at all.
And how do you go about changing attitudes like that?
The school can give them educational opportunities, but not as much as they would like.
Yeah, they are the faculty, and they're really overprotective.
In all the years that I have been at North Shore, I have found intellectual stimulation as well as a great concern for the individual on the part of the faculty. The close student-teacher relationship and the small size of the school has made independent work possible, an opportunity which I have often made use of. As a result of this, I feel I have gained a greater understanding of the methods of self-instruction as applied to both academic and non-academic life. I'm grateful to North Shore for giving me what I feel and think have proven to be solid background in academic skills and in social experiences. However, I am convinced that North Shore has now given me as much as an institution of its kind can.
But as soon as you start it, you're going to find that all these faculty people will be behind you. I mean, they'll really be wanting to help you. So all you've got to do is discover that you can do it, and then it'll start rolling, you know.
This has got to be this way. But when he says art is looking at us, you know, what I think he's really getting at is the fact that this piece, this thing, you know, has come from us, and it's a statement about us. It's what, this is what we're involved in, is what we're involved in, is what we do. And
the bad thing about art today is that it's not, people aren't doing something that comes from within themselves, you know? They're just doing it to be you know, everybody just sits down and thinks, oh, let me think of something different. And that's really bad.
That's pretty general, Karen.
Including filmmaking, has its charlatans, right? And so, you know, people said the same thing about blank verse. You know, well, that wrecks poetry, now we got blank verse. Anybody can write a poem. That's so. If somebody discovers a new sheep's blood paint, or whatever it is, or polymer, or acrylic, or whatever it happens to be, you know, it's in Time magazine next week, and it's in the stores in a month. So there isn't this kind of time lag between things changing. And the only thing that I think has happened is that the changes have been compressed enormously. Whereas you don't have a Baroque period lasting for 150 years. You have a surge of pop art, which has come and gone in a decade.
You know, with a chartreuse road,
I don't mean put a
looks
line,
like a road, just a line going through it.
And put them at different
And
angles
it,
in a row.
you know, here,
and
you
then
know, you work for days and nights.
I don't think how long you work is.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean,
you
well,
look
this
at
is
somebody who's really put something into something.
Good. And the colors.
I don't mean like you got to knock yourself out, you know, to do something nice, but.
North Shore is a small school, so you have more of a personal relationship with other people and your teachers.
Despite the fact that the school is in Winnetka, Illinois, it's probably one of the best schools of its type in the country.
Well, we get a lot of homework here. Sometimes I get to do it all in the study hall, but not all the time. That's what I don't like. But really, you get a lot more freedom in this school, I think, than any public school. Because you get to, like in Art Week now, you can choose what you want to do. You can go to movies or have something to eat. Or just look around at the art exhibits. I really like it at Art Week.
But still, the thing that makes it valuable to us is the students we're teaching. They're good. They have the advantage of a kind of acculturation, a kind of sophistication, which we think we can do something with, which is different for most kids. They're essentially bright, and they're very educated.
See, the class is pretty well on its way.
Wait a minute. In this faculty are some of the best bloody teachers in the country. I really think this.
I'd rather not tell you what goes on. You know, really, some people just don't want to know.
The advantage of North Shore for a teacher, as well as its limitation as an institution, is the fact that you can get away with absolutely anything. You can be as innovative as you want, but the problem is that there's no one around to make it hot for you.
You know, you can, as a faculty member or as a teacher, you can do your thing up to a certain point, and then you begin to get flack. And in fact, your course becomes somewhat controlled by how effective it is.
Out of classes and stuff if you have a special project. And you learn more that way because you can talk to your teachers a lot.
At the North Shore Country Day School.
What's North Shore Country Day School?
Oh, it's just a good school.
It's smaller and you kind of get more attention from the teachers.
We're looking at something.
What was it? North Shore Country Day School.